going on? Welcome back to another high performing podcast. I'm your host, Arsenio, as usual. And today we're going to be getting into a little bit of a rant. That's right. You know what? When it comes to the high performance podcast, I normally structure out these podcasts in a way that could help you as much as humanly as possible. Okay. That's right. Three as. But sometimes this is a way for me getting my voice out. Now, the last thing I want to do is get my voice out to my wife because, listen, she has a fetus in her. So to hell with all that. Okay, all the little stupid things in terms of complaints, which is the next podcast coming up real soon. I don't give an absolute goddamn about that. These are all little things, especially over the last couple of weeks. I would have to say probably about 11 days ago, having the situation in which one of the front office staff just kept walking towards me to look into my back to see what I bought. That's just crazy shit. Crazy as hell. Nowhere in the world, I cannot remember even my mom ever looking at anything that I bought. I mean, a quick glance. Oh, you bought Chipotle. Oh, quick glance. Oh, you bought what is it? Five Guys. Oh, you bought In and Out. Okay, like, but stepping towards me to see what I bought, that goes to show you that there seems to be a little bit of, I wouldn't say groupthink, but there is some people kind of just tiptoeing around and stuff like that. So then was the massive situation that just happened yesterday. So here we go. To break this down, okay? And I wrote some things out. There are moments of your career where everything's going right. Okay, TOEFL is what 2 years ago. This is going on, that's going on. But then, there's always a comment that just hits you, right? Oh, it's maybe, oh, it's too loud. Oh, you're aggressive, which never happened to me, but just giving you an idea. But it was kind of like the underlying meaning. That's exactly what happened to me. So again, this is what happened yesterday. Okay. I had a fantastic a fantastic post observation, nothing going on. I mean, different things that were, said throughout that observation, discussed between us and stuff like that. I'm a beast. Of course, I know my competencies, my four cores of credibility in terms of Stephen Covey. And this it was all revolved around like reducing the teaching talking time and just seeing that there's growth, there's progress, there's direction, and feeling that aligned, that confidence in everything that you want to be, especially as an educator, as high as you are in a company as high as it is. And growth puts you in a powerful open state, but also a vulnerable one. And so the comment that changed the energy, this was towards the end. And so again, there were a lot of things, being talked about and this and that. I mean, throughout that, there's no such thing as perfection. Listen, as long as you're over 85%, me being, I believe, at about a 92%, I'm going to stay between 90 and 100%. I am not there to make people believe this or make people believe that. I am there to help those students as much as possible. I am not there to imitate somebody else or, to become somebody else. But nonetheless, there was a feedback toward the end. And it was like, okay, there's nothing major, just a small comment. And as great as this person is, love him to death. He was like, okay, yeah, so this particular person that just came back into your class after a 1 month hiatus, he said that you have a tendency of touching students on their shoulder. And the important context is that I never had an issue about this before. When students are walking out of class and me tapping them on the shoulder and giving them a fucking high five. See, the very traditional Thai culture motherfuckers, they are kind of like this. And those are the people I like to stay away from. So, I mean, to even consider, the American society and stuff like that, stay the fuck away from anyone under 18. Because the moment you give a high five, you're touching someone. And now you're bad. And now you're this. And now you're that. You get labeled. It's often culturally normal in certain teaching environments, especially out here, right? Timing, the timing of it, though, did raise questions from me specifically. And so I did just sit there and stew in the complaint. It wasn't a complaint, it was a comment. And if I'm looking at this, this is what I would say. At what point, and of course, considering what just happened just now, at what point was it that this very disruptive student came into my class, and next thing you know, he finished class, he went home, always on his phone. How did the conversation even envelop into the touching? Was it like, oh, the father was just trying to, a little bit of small talk. Hey, how's everything going? Hey, this, hey, that. No, it really wasn't. I mean, can you imagine? Okay. So if my student went to, let's say he was my student. I'm sorry, my son. Okay, future son went to a class, and it was like him learning about the harp, and he was learning a bunch of different things. I'm going to ask him questions musically. However, going back to Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this is called probe it. It seems that, and I don't want to bring colorism into it, but considering that he is at least 70% Chinese, I'm like, okay, you must have been probing because you're like, hey, how was class today? Good. Was it good? Really? Good. What did the teacher do? Nothing. What did he do? Nothing. He just, he was very fun and this, and then gave us what, pats on the fucking back when you left fucking class. It's easy for everyone to jump to conclusions, especially to make assumptions that do not allow you to sleep, to assign intent, to build a narrative. But to be honest with you, from a high performing perspective, what do I know for sure? Well, some things happened yesterday. What am I assuming? What action protects me regardless? What action protects me? Stay the fuck away from me. See, as an educator, you have to make boundaries. I don't care what. And again, I could go on a rant. Nobody cares about, okay, this being the specific area where they're, 10 years ago, Black people were absolutely racially profiled in this specific area. I was always scared to like even work in this area or come in this area just because the immigration office is right down the street and they are fucking racist as fuck too. Like there were so many different things in terms of, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. Let me just stay the fuck away from that garbage ass area. And then when I heard about this, especially, 2025, I'm like, man, fuck all those motherfuckers. I can give a flying fuck about some rich bitches, about some motherfucking government bitches. You see? And so what I ended up doing was considering what happened yesterday, and I'm going to bring everything into perspective, going over some other things in terms of like leadership and, cultural awareness. But I'm like, okay, I'm stewing in everything that was told to me. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay. Not as a way of, I'm going to get back at you, but let me be stern because there were 2 other absolutely disruptive students who were absolute assholes during that time. And for the last, 1 month since that clown wasn't here. And the first complaint I ever get is when of course, 60%, 70% Chinese Thai student comes back when his father or his mother is probing. So let's get back to yesterday. Looking at what was happening during class, I came in there stern, this, that, and I was like, hey, everything went well. Came back, during that. And then I realized that specific student, who's an absolute clown, he ends up speaking into an AI software to generate photos. And so he generated photos of me. Of course, he's not going to tell his father that he generated photos of me. He's going to tell his father what his father is trying to probe him into, right? Into confessing, to get the black man, right? As a Chinaman does. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, all right, whatever. And then next thing you know, towards the end of class, the most disruptive student, he ends up being very good during class, but like at the end, he starts laughing a lot, just laughing. And I'm like, what the fuck is he laughing about? Very loud. And I'm like, what kids, 11-year-old, whatever the fuck they are. Okay. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? This is what happens in America. This is what happens all around the world. But then I see a photo at quick glance that the person, that little one that I wouldn't say complained, but his father is the one that sent a comment to the center saying something ridiculously stupid as fuck. He made a deep fake of me and another student, of me and him hugging one another. He takes photos during class and he puts them together. And he says in Thai, make a photo of this person and that person hugging one another. And when I saw that photo, it was very quick glance, but then it was not so much like a super punch in the face and me saying, hey man, hey, no, hell no. You ain't making deep fakes of me. Especially building up that bullshit ass narrative of your garbage head. Nah. We gonna stop it right there. We ain't doing this bullshit. It was me just like, okay, let me get the facts. Had some other things that happened. And then towards another class, I'm just like, no, let me write a message. Let me write an email. So I wrote that email out, wrote everything out. And then I wrote out the last part of the email, probably in the last, 2 minutes just before another class. And I'm just like, hey, man, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is a bunch of bullshit. What's going on here? Okay. But at the same time, I'm like, one of your students, the one apparently his father that is complaining right now, yeah. Uh he just created a deep fake in AI of me and another student. Can you imagine an old head, especially in a completely demented country, regardless of the corruption money that runs around in this motherfucker? Just imagine an old motherfucker that does not know about AI and he sees me hugging in a deep fake another motherfucking student who's the second most disruptive motherfucking student in the class. Oh, that narrative gets bigger. So, what did I do? I sent that email. I said, listen, if you guys got anything to say, okay, just let me know this and that. I didn't get an email back. This is the first time ever since being here. Normally I get, emails and stuff back very quickly and stuff, but no, not this time. Not this time. So I'm just like, okay. And just before that, I walked into the center and I look to the front. This is the main lady who likes to just look at all my shit and everything that I fucking have in my bag. It's fucking absolutely absurd, just pathetic. But me, I'm just trying to be the nice guy. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Yeah, fuck you, fuck that, fuck all this bullshit. And then I look at one staff. She's cool, but again, she was looking at my bag. Probably, I would have to say, what, Wednesday, Thursday last week, when I had fucking like literally stir fried basil with chicken in a fucking see-through bag in styrofoam. And they were looking at what I bought. That shit right there is kind of like, you know what? Okay. All right, there are gonna be some boundaries. I'll bring a fucking massive black bag in here just to make you guys fucking suspect anything if you keep dealing with this shit. Now, I don't want to say anything because, of course, considering the circumstances and whatnot, and me again having just one or three trash ass bullshit ass teenage students, not even teenagers, adolescent motherfuckers. Okay. And a couple of others, I'm just kind of considering everything. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, whatever. All right, it's all good. But then walk in, okay, the maid, okay, this person, okay, the other person who was the one that was walking towards me to see what I had bought, probably about 2 Sundays ago. I just quickly looked at her. I didn't say a goddamn thing. And you know what's crazy? I look all the way to my left. And who's the racist white motherfucker who was looking at me from the end? That's right. The one that already had the narrative built. There it is. Not the man, the woman. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what's crazy? Speaking to a lawyer, speaking to this person, speaking to parents and just updating them on different things. For some reason, the Chinese, at least 60%, Thai, never, ever has spoken to me or anything. See, this is the thing with Chinese people. They love to build a narrative based on what master tells them. And I'm going to say straight up, I could give a flying fuck. But they have a tendency of just saying, okay, black people are bad based on what the white man had said back, 1970s. And I'm like, damn, you motherfuckers who dropped the goddamn bombs as much as, the Japanese and everyone had steamrolled the entire fucking part of China and whatnot. There wasn't one black man. Like the majority of your population, 20 to 80 million, died at the hands of the Japanese Imperial Army and Mao Zedong. And somehow blacks are bad. Just saying. I'm just putting that shit out there. I'm just putting it out there. I can give a flying fuck, but I'm just putting it out there. So we could build up a narrative. I can build up a narrative in my head. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? Let me document everything. They didn't send me an email back, and I'm just like, yo, normally I send emails and messages. I get shit back really quickly. For you not to send me an email back, I don't find that disrespectful. I find that a little bit alarming considering the circumstances which has just enveloped and seeing that Chinese white tie, whatever that motherfucker is, mom is right outside. So again, I communicated during that, through that email. I avoided emotional language and that retaliation. Focused on the patterns, the facts, and the student behavior. It wasn't a reaction. It wasn't an attack. It was just documentation, communication, and protection. And so you could look at it and say, okay, different school environments, have different expectations. Yeah. It's kind of hard saying that when you have, again, what ties would deem me to be as a black man. Saying, oh, yeah, or this, or, he's that person, this person. When was the last time I killed 80 million Chinese people? Get the fuck out of my face. When was the last time I did a motherfucking thing? Not a goddamn thing. Never, ever, ever. But yet, let's build the narrative of, oh, black is bad, but white is good. What works in one place may not work in another. Again, I've had lots of, especially in my previous job, the parents saying this, the parents saying that. There was one racist bitch. Oh, I still remember her. You guys probably heard this in a podcast last year. There was a kid. His nickname was Porsche. I know nicknames out here are stupid as fuck. He was so fucking cool. But it's funny because sometimes I would speak Thai to him just because he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Next, apparently the mother had heard me saying Thai, speaking Thai. She was like, "Oh, no, I want another teacher. I don't want him speaking Thai." Really, bitch? She hadn't said a fucking thing to me from the jump. That's African American vernacular. The jump, meaning the very beginning, didn't say a fucking word to me. Every time I walked in, she gave me a dirty look. Every time I saw his sister, although again, super Chinese Thai, just like this student over here, I'm like, oh, she just would give me a dirty look. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's the Chinese Thais. They like to always look down on people. Always. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO of an airline or if you're working in finance or this or that. These motherfuckers are parasites of society. You would never see a Chinese Thai dating anyone a little bit browner than them. It's always going to be a white Chinese Thai with a V shape, hundreds of thousands of baht done on his face so that he could fit the narrative of what they want to portray to society. You see, so I'm going a little bit on, a little bit on a stint and whatnot, but I'm just giving you guys a lot of what I see, especially on a consistent basis with these clowns. So was it just about a comment, a student, a situation? Or was it more about, okay, when you're operating at a higher standard, you have to, I don't know, the stakes increase. Motherfucker, I don't have a B game, a C game, like a lot of people. I have an A game. I show up and I just give them everything. But sometimes it's the boundaries. So when you become too friendly, that's when the problem ends up falling right in. And especially with professionalism and stuff too, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck all that professionalism bullshit. Like professional as hell. What the fuck the problem is? And so going through it and just looking at a lot of different things, especially in terms of teaching ones that are younger than that. And again, you could imagine dealing with mother. And this is why I never worked at an international school. It's not because I could finish my master's degree in 1 year. It's the fact that I don't give a fuck about motherfuckers that drive Audis and BMWs and Benz and Porsche and you name them. Fuck every last one of them. You have a maid that's taking care of your child. You're not even there for your child. Yet you're trying to hold them to a standard that you don't even know what the fuck the standard is. That's why I never worked at an international school. It's a toxic, nasty ass social society. It's like, oh, she's wearing Louis Vuitton. Oh, you're poor. You need to be wearing this. This is way more expensive. That's kind of how international schools are out here in Thailand. They're fucking nasty. They don't teach about values. The NIST, the Shrewsbury, Okay, Harrow's the most racist one. Okay, they don't even they segregate the school between Thais and international students like 1950s Jim Crow South. And you guys could look that shit up. Okay, Harrow International School. Okay, anyone Thai cannot use the same bathroom as the students, cannot look at the students, cannot speak to the students, cannot park in the same parking lot as the students. You are literally the colored child. That's 1920s Jim Crow. That's 1920s United States of America. Seems like it's 2020 United States of America. So, with all that being said, I don't keep this at the forefront of all the decisions and things that I speak about and all day-to-day decisions and whatnot. But I just have to say to myself, like, listen, there are some things at play here that I cannot discuss with people who are of not the melatonin complexion, but I can with people who are close to me, such as other teachers that work here who are have the same complexion and whatnot. So I can explain to him and say, "Hey, man, what do you normally do?" And he could say, "Oh, this, oh that, oh this, oh that." But man, in this area, as historically bad as it is in terms of racial discrimination towards African or anything black, it's a little crazy, man. You have no idea. There have been times where two times. Again, the Chinese Thais, they like to hold their nose and walk by and stuff like that. I might be going on a cussing spree today. I can tell you that. Not in the podcast, but just saying. But there's some ones my same color. They would walk by me and give me, can you imagine someone giving you a disgusting look as if you have shit all over your body? Like you look absolutely horrendous. I looked her dead in her eyes and I said, fuck you, you whore. You're a racist. Straight up. That was just downstairs. Do I give a fuck? Does she know where I work? Does this and that? I don't give a damn. This is a human thing now. Now, if you say, oh, Arsenio, this person saw you or this person, I don't look at anyone in this motherfucker anyways to begin with. I can give a flying fuck about these motherfuckers around here. I can give a flying fuck about anyone in this motherfucking country except the ones that I love. But I can tell you right now, if you come in contact with me, you better give me the motherfucking respect. Because if not, then what are we doing? So, to break everything down, people, it's not about voice. It's not about standing up for yourself. It's not about getting back. It's about documentation. It's about, hey, whoa, 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 a little bit of double standard here. Okay. I hear from one person, oh, the student said this, the student said that. I'm on cloud nine. I'm like this, I'm like that, and all these different things. Next, Saturday or Sunday rolled around, and then I get pulled aside saying, oh, the student said that the materials or said that it was too easy. And I'm like, okay, you gave me the book. You gave me the fucking book. Yeah, it's easy. There's only so much I can do. I can give him this and that and this and that, and I can develop some things, but he's always going to complain. Thank God. I only have to see the motherfucker just 2 more weekends, I believe. And then I never have to teach him ever again for as long as I live. But damn, it's easy. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Make it harder. Ask questions. Do better. Be someone who's very educational. Ask questions about, or just say, hey, Arsenio, in regards to this, what is your perspective about this specific thing? Do you have any vocabulary that's related to this that I could use in terms of this? These motherfuckers, they're not proactive. They just look at a book. They're just like the CCP, okay, communist Vietnam, communist China, and they just do everything as is in the book. And if the book is not as good, next thing you know, you get blamed. I'm just like, nah, you get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. We ain't doing none of that. Not a motherfucking thing. So, with that being said, a few days later, boom. Oh, you give them high fives. I'm like, okay, I can't give them high fives. Am I teaching in super Thai culture bullshit? Am I teaching in 2010, 1910, 1900s Thailand? Shit, if you had told me this before, boy, it would have been an entirely different situation coming into this because I ain't okay. I'll put my hands in my pockets, do the fuck out, respect my boundaries. Don't come around me. Don't talk to me. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do your fucking work. Get the fuck out of my face. That is exactly what needs to be done. in terms of everything that I've done. And with that being said, people, my thing is, it's just a lot of people probably would ask, why are you there? Why this? Why that? I'm here because I'm here because I choose to be. Can you imagine if I'm in America dealing with those fucks out there? I ain't got time for that shit. Here, you think one racist person or this person saying that or that person saying that is going to dictate my entire life? You got another motherfucking thing coming. I'm not miserable. I'm pointing out things that are very actionable and that can help people going forward. But you have to put things into perspective. If you're going to complain about something that is entirely, absolutely fuck all impossible, hey, high five, hey, see you next class, a very quick tap on the shoulder. When it comes to kids, when it comes to 10 of them, and with 10 races at, well, I would say potentially five racist ass white high parents that think they have all the money in the world that could say this. Oh, we want a white teacher. Not about. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm not going to look at kids. I'm not going to say hello to kids. I'm not going to make eye contact with kids. My wife likes to say, oh, that baby is so cute. I'm like, man, fuck that bitch ass baby. And Marcelino, you nasty. Nah, hell nah. Because I know as a father, as a future father coming up real soon, I need to be very ready for people to give my child a look. And so that's why when it comes to public and whatnot, I'm not taking my baby boy anywhere. And I'm going to be very protective and I'm going to look at every single person and I'm going to know specific words that will trigger people and say, motherfucker, what the fuck you looking at? The fuck, excuse me, can I help you, bitch? The fuck out of here. Because I know what these people are about. So it's all about standing on business. That's the African American vernacular. With that being said, I hope this podcast helped you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Over and out.